Homeopathic medication part 19. Well, there are people talking in favor of homeopathy, people talking against homeopathy. Well, I've provided you some very long episodes of people talking against homeopathy, rejecting the scientific evidence provided by the homeopaths. But one way or the other, we do have homeopathy as means of curing the patient, as a system of medication, not just in the poor countries, not just in the third world nations, but the system of homeopathy is working in USA, is working in UK, Europe, is working in Australia, besides all the condemnation on the part of the governments, lobbies, and the researchers working against them. What we have seen, the production continues, the, the training of the practitioners continue, the university education continues. I would also like to share with you some of the disrecommendations made by the scientists. They say that this is not based on the scientific evidence. They say that this is quackery and this is more of a magic. Well, all these things are based on the research, all these things are based on the uh, true analysis. So I don't find any ground to oppose the statements, oppose the analysis made by all these different organizations. But what I state here is that the homeopathic medicines are quite prevalent, have found a market, and the medication goes on, not just so to say in a country like Pakistan, but it is there in India as well, it is there in Africa as well. For whatever the reasons, it is there. And we have found the homeopath practitioners, the world in fact has failed to make it an obsolete one. Well, over the years, the things can become obsolete, and it could be the case for the homeopathic medicines as well. Homeopath, Homeopathic medication was introduced in 1796 at the end of the 18th century. Then there were the heydays for homeopathy in the 19th century. It was there in Europe, it was there in America, it was there in USA, and then it fell off. It spread all over the world, or more so to say, in Europe and America in the 19th century, and then it simply disappeared in the same century. So we don't have any significant reference of the homeopathic medication in first quarter of the 20th century, in second quarter of the 20th century, or in third quarter of the 20th century. But there was a renaissance for homeopathic medication in the fourth quarter of the 20th century. Homeopathic medication, homeopathic medicines, homeopathic practitioners re-emerged. They had a renaissance in the last quarter of the 20th century, and this is where they started appearing.